What's up, everybody? This is Josh back here again for another interview or video tonight. Uh, the video that I'm going to talk about tonight, this is another congrats video to Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, well deserving of making the WWE Hall of Fame. Um, you know, there's been one dude up on YouTube. His name is J.R. Reed. He's been giving me a lot of shouts in his videos every night. And I want to give another one out to him. If you haven't yet, go subscribe to J.R. Reed. Um, just do that, please. Now, back to Scott Hall. Like I said, watched Raw last night. It was decent. Seeing Scott Hall was going in the Hall of Fame. I had actually knew Monday morning that he was going in the Hall of Fame. You know, it was all over Facebook because WWE had messed up somewhere and put the flyer out of the WWE Hall of Fame, and it had Razor Ramon on the front of it, so we pretty much knew. Um, if I understand this right, the last two people for the last spot were Scott Hall and Bam Bam Bigelow. Either would have, you know, been a great addition to the Hall of Fame. I would have liked to see Bigelow get in there instead of that bitch, but that's just my opinion. I'm not talking about Scott Hall, I'm talking about Lita. Um, let's talk about Scott Hall. Wow, what an impact did he bring on the business of pro wrestling? What a difference did he make in the WWF in the mid 90s, early 90s, WCW in the late 90s. Uh, you know, the first time I seen pictures of Scott Hall, he was like this cowboy reject in the AWA, and he went to WCW and changed his look when he was the Diamond Stud and with DDP. And then in late '92, he showed up in the WWF. It was Razor Ramon, and he did like the Scarface vignettes, you know, really funny stuff. Uh, he always had the toothpick, the gold around his neck. Um, I really love this feud that he had with Bret Hart at the Royal Rumble '93. Well, one of his favorite promos of all time was the one leading up to the Royal Rumble when he attacked Owen Hart, and he had an interview with Mean Gene Okerlund, and he's like, I have gold around my fingers and gold around my neck, and tomorrow, Heat May, I'm gonna have your gold around my waist. That was my favorite. Well, I mean, when he was in the WWF, he did all kinds of shit. The classic match at WrestleMania with Shawn Michaels, the classic ladder match. Monday Night Raw, when he took on the 1-2-3 Kid, Sean Waltman, who became to be a big star in his business. Everybody thought Sean Waltman was a jobber, and he come off the top rope and beat Razor. That was one of my favorite moments on Raw. I remember watching it as a kid in my back dining room with a friend of mine, and it's one of Monday Night Raw's greatest moments that I'll never forget. Um, I always thought Razor Ramon was one of the best Intercontinental Champions of all time. I definitely thought he was more deserving and busted his ass for more years than Kevin Nash ever did. And I always thought that Razor should have been the WWF champion before Nash. Uh, we all know what a great career he had in WWF. People say his career would have only got better in the WWF had he stayed. That may be true, but when he went to WCW for the millions of dollars, he made a huge impact on the business. He was a part of a historic moment in the wrestling world when they formed the NWO at Bash at the Beach '96. Um, but Scott Hall there, you know, when he was in WCW, nobody really had any control under him. The somas and the liquor and coke, and weed, and all that mixed together, it really brought the demons out of Scott Hall. He would go on to do a lot of shoot style interviews on WCW, and he would be fucked up and nobody would even know it. The fans thought, well, hey, it's just a skip, and it was really problems that he had. Uh, but in WCW, he was tag champ, United States champ. He had titles there. He was a big, big, big part of the New World Order. WCW closed. We all know he come back to WWF as the NWO, and Vince pretty much tried to kill. I was talking to Virgil the other day, and he was telling me, he was like, yeah, Vince just pretty much tried to bury the NWO, and that's exactly what he did. Scott Hall came back to the WWF. He worked Austin at a WrestleMania. He disappeared. We've seen the Demons coming back in the Indies, where he would come to the ring and fall down and couldn't move. We've seen the ESPN special. Um, Scott Hall really just wanting to die. We've seen a lot of bad stuff, but now, just like Jake Roberts, we see it. Scott Hall really changed his life for the better, for his family, for his fans, mainly for himself, which I think is the most important thing. And it's cool, It's cool to see Scott Hall healthy again and doing better. And it's cool to see him and Jake Roberts going in the Hall of Fame the same year. Got to get DDP in next year though. But Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, whatever you know him as, man, just an incredible talent, excellent wrestler. Glad to see him come up out of the grave and be alive again. And yeah, just congratulations to Razor Ramon, and that's really all I got to say. But like I said, everybody get your money and pay your bills, and Razor's in the Hall of Fame.